he was obsessed with himself, and one day he came to a pool of water, and then he started staring at himself, and then he stared at himself, and then he died.
You took us all the way back to the myth of Narcissus. Yeah, that was his name. So that's the myth. The the kind of person who thinks only about themselves is what we call a narcissist, and I think that, and Donald Trump clearly is one of those. He needs to hear that he's great all the time.
Yeah. Also, if you listen to some of Donald Trump's quotes, they're like, private jets cost a lot of money, and I like Mexicans, and a lot of other quotes that are even inspirational.
No, he's not very inspirational. He's good at anger, and people who are angry like him.
Yeah.
Would you ever let Trump kiss your babies?
Oh, no. You know what? I'm not superstitious. I don't think they'd catch Trumpitis or anything, but it's not the kind of thing that I would want them to do. I have my son here. He's right off camera. Say hello, Baz. Just say hello.
Hi.
Yeah. Would you want Donald Trump to kiss you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Thank you.
No, please.
Gotcha.
Please,
okay.
no.
Okay, gotcha.
Do you also think his slogan, "Women for Trump," is a weird slogan? Like,
No, I think he's terrible with women, but just about anybody who's ever run for president, there's a group of women for them, there's a group of, various groups put that on buttons. So it's not a weird slogan, it's just silly when it comes to Donald Trump.
do you think Jimmy Fallon messed up by putting Trump on his show? And maybe.
Well, look, I work in late night television, as you guys know, and we tend to not talk about each other's, particularly not in bad terms. But yeah, that was a huge mess up. Totally. He made people think that Donald Trump was cute because he went like this.
Yeah.
So, I think that's all for.
Well, I think we have time for like one or two more questions.
Yeah, I can take one or two more questions.
But then the battery is low on this.
Then it'll be time for
it's,
Coco,
it's,
I guess.
yeah. What else, Kim?
What else?
Anything else that you want to ask?
Are you ready for a final question?
Well, let's each do
Is that
one.
is that the final question?
Why
or is
don't
that the
Cam
setup
do
to
one
the
and then
final
Ezra do one?
question? What you got?
What do you think about Donald Trump's comb over and
His what?
his comb over?
His comb over. His hair is ridiculous. It's been pointed out, I think, by my boss Bill Maher, that it's very odd for a guy in his 70s to have blonde hair, let alone pumpkin-colored hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really good.
Yeah. It's like an
It's
orangutan.
heavy pumpkin.
Yeah. It's implausible, and the comb over is weird, and it looks more like cotton candy than it looks like hair.
Yeah. It
You know,
looks
'cause
like
it's like so
very
wispy.
thin cotton.
Yeah. Exactly.
For a final question, what do
Wow.
you,
Make it a hard one.
what do you think about North Korea, and what do you think should the president's policy be on
That's
North Korea?
See, that's a harder question than I wanted.
And should we have a preemptive
Strike.
Preemptive strike, I think, is probably a terrible idea because they have nuclear weapons. And unless you do it perfectly and disable all their nuclear weapons, I'm not worried that Kim Jong-un could hit us with a nuclear weapon, although he's trying to.
They could hit South Korea.
They could hit South Korea. They're
45
right
seconds.
in 45 seconds. So I worry that Donald Trump will want to do that, but that puts our friends in South Korea at risk. So I think that's a bad
And
idea.
in Japan.
But you know that I'm going to give Donald Trump a tiny bit of credit. He did hit on the idea, which everybody else has hit on, that the only way to deal with North Korea is through China, because North Korea depends on China.
But
I don't think he's going to do it the right way, but that's what he's trying to
But
do.
I don't think he personally came up with that idea.
No.
himself.
No,
And I don't think-
you might remember that this week he pretended that he came up with the phrase "priming the pump."
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
And he also.
It turns out that phrase has been used for about 100 years.
And he also took
Also
the phrase as the Oval the Oval Office has no corners, so you can't hide in, or you have none to hide in, or whatever. He
That's
took that phrase as like he took as literally. So he said, well, as you can see, there was no corners in this room.
Right, which is why Sean Spicer had
Yeah.
to step out to the bushes.
Also, the motto "Let's make America great again" was used by like 2 other presidents.
Yeah. That makes sense to me, yeah. But he probably believes he invented it. By the way, America's already pretty great, isn't it?
Well, not really.
No?
It's a
We have some troubles.
Yeah.
But yeah.
couple enemies and.
Yeah, we made some, we're in a tight spot right now, but we'll pull through.
Thank you for being on our
Thank you for having me on the show. It's really been a pleasure. I've been a fan of this show for a while, and I'm just glad that I got booked.
Should I check?